So for us, a lot of the experience is driving the places that we go to visit, and a lot of times we will leave from a place we are visiting and drive to places that are within an hour or two from that place, sometimes even 3 hours, just so that we can get more in on our trip. So a lot of this beginning part that I'm showing is us driving, and the scenery was beautiful on this trip. We started in Missouri, went through Illinois and Indiana into Kentucky to visit family. While we were in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, we went to Fort Knox and had lunch with our adopted military son, and we spent time with his family. Actually, we stayed at his house, then we drove down about half an hour away to Lettville and went to a donut store. So some of these images are while we were driving in Kentucky, and we drove from E-Town to Lettville about half an hour. The drive that morning was beautiful. You'll see a lot of mist, and that's the Smoky Mountains for you. But then from there we headed from Kentucky, E-Town, Kentucky, we drove to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We went through Knoxville and Pigeon Forge before we got to Gatlinburg. And the scenery all the way there was just beautiful. It's mid-October, so the fall colors were just glorious. And yet we still had green fields to look at. There were a lot of animals, farms, pastures, rolling hills. It was just a wonderful drive. My husband is an amazing driver. He's drove on so many trips that we take. We drive for hours. We've drove to Colorado, Florida, Georgia. We've drove all over the countryside. And this is our second time going to Gatlinburg, and we drove each time. So from Missouri, if we had drove straight to Gatlinburg, it would be about 12 hours, but we drove to family in Kentucky, which was an 8-hour drive, and then we drove 5 hours from from E-Town, Kentucky, over to Gatlinburg. This is in Pigeon Forge, where we stayed last time.
Beautiful. This is in Smoky Mountain National Forest. We're almost to Gatlinburg.
Bear attack, because we did a spoof on a bear attack. You'll have to go back in my videos and see it.
Ignore the sound of the cars and focus on the water and the movement. It's a beautiful day. On our way to Gatlinburg, just left Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Yes, there are a lot of cars in Gatlinburg. There are a lot of people in Gatlinburg, just so you know. But there are beautiful places that are quiet and serene, so don't avoid it just because of the people. So we stayed at this hotel, the Happy Lodge, and it did not disappoint. It was almost identical to the reviews that you read if you look it up. The Happy Lodge, Gatlinburg, and these places that I'm showing pictures of coming up. We walked to these places and we walked into town, and you will see every photo that I take are the shops. So the shops are within walking distance of the Happy Lodge, or you can take a trolley.
they take you all the way up there, and then you play your way down. Okay, so our hotel is down there. I want to see if one of these will come by. We just walked all the way up there.
Still in Gatlinburg. The river runs through it. In Gatlinburg. Walk down in here. See, the sun is quickly setting over the mountaintop. There's my lovely wife.
There's my handsome husband.
We are enjoying our time together.
So that river right there, the motel, you can stay and your balcony just is right above the river. I think that would be cool. Here's more from the inside of our hotel. They have a lot of amenities. They have breakfast in the morning, coffee. That's a patio you can sit outside and just relax. They have a gift shop. I like these coffee mugs. I might get one. A till one, of course. And this is a fire pit. You can't see the fire because this is during the day and it wasn't exactly started. That's my husband. We had just pulled up to check in. That's a view from right next to the hotel. And we have a good view out our window. This is some artwork that's in the hotel. We have a lot of pictures of the Appalachian Mountains because we are in the Appy Hotel. It is so beautiful out here in Gatlinburg. That's right next to our hotel. Now this is getting into walking into the town. I start taking pictures of every little shop. So pay attention to the names. And then there's a stream that just goes
Such a cool little town. Oh look, orange truck.
This is a shop window of an antique shop. And we are here in the fall, so the decor is for fall. And depending on what season you're here, will make a difference in the decor. But in the fall, they have it decked out. That's Old Red, and there's always a line to get into that place. And it's huge. It's a huge restaurant. Most of the restaurants, you're gonna have at least a 30-minute wait. So you go, you put your name in. Everyone was wearing masks. Even out on the sidewalks, there are a lot of people on these sidewalks and in the stores. That's a Mexican place. There's so many places to eat. That's a trolley there. They go up and down the street, so you could get a trolley from your hotel, but we walked all the way from our hotel. I think it was about 12,000 steps by the end of the journey. Not too bad. Okay, see what I mean? There's a lot of people and there are a lot of cars. So it's a very narrow road, but it's beautiful. Everything is just lovely and everybody's happy, friendly people in the stores. So many stores. You gotta see the pictures coming up. And this is a view even from Gatlinburg town. There's a candy shop. We didn't do a lot of purchasing. We did a lot of looking. There wasn't anything that we really needed. That's a dog stroller. I might need that. And dog outfits. My dog might need that. But we didn't even go in. So this is a mountain mall that we didn't even go in, and there were more shops inside. We just walked on the road all the way through the town and all the way back. And we ate at a steakhouse. They had a salad bar. We were gonna eat at a place and it was gonna be an hour and a half wait, or to get out on the road for a 30-minute wait to get into the main restaurant. Now a lot of that is because we're in quarantine type COVID restrictions. If you go after all of this is over and we're finished with that, it may be a little bit easier to get in. I think that Gatlinburg was so crowded today because they're having a craft and artisan show, and there's going to be over 200 craftsmen and artisans who have actually went through a rigorous interview. And this isn't what I'm showing. This is nothing about the craft show. That's in a different place that's near here at a convention center. But there are 200 booths and they show you some of their trade, and they said it takes more than a day to get through it. And that's in October, and it's going on, I believe it's going on this month, maybe not, but I'm not sure why it was so packed. I don't know if Gatlinburg is always this packed with people. I mean, I had to wait for people to get out of the way so I could take these pictures. I just stood outside. It took a little bit to take pictures of a doorway where there wasn't people coming in and out or walking in front of me, but I managed. So if these places look abandoned or like there's no people there, that was because of the photographer. That was a strategy, because there are people coming in and out of these stores the whole time that you're there. But this little village is just so sweet.
Burning water. That's pretty cool.
If you like shops, there are plenty of shops to shop in Gatlinburg. So what you do is you're walking along on the regular street going through Gatlinburg, and then you'll come to these little inlets that take you into other shopping areas, and they're always decorated and made to look like a little village. Like they have little town squares and fountains and just cute decor and little unique spots where you can just kind of hide out and sit down and relax and look at the scenery, because you see the scenery all around, in between and through the buildings. I'm trying to edit this video tonight because I want to be sure to upload all these videos from Gatlinburg shopping, and then we're going to do some hiking tomorrow, and I'll be taking pictures of our hike. He's just waiting for me to take pictures and get the whole town, or everything that we saw or everything that we could possibly do is not contained in these images that you are seeing. You're just seeing a very minuscule portion of what Gatlinburg has to offer. Highly recommend it. Be sure to subscribe so you'll get more of the videos we take while we're here. You're gonna find so many candy, ice cream, popcorn, coffee shops in this little town. You are not gonna do without treats or food or a restaurant. You may have to wait to get in, like I said, but you will find a place to eat, and they're usually pretty good. Everywhere we've ever eaten here in Gatlinburg has been really good. Oh, and the parking, we had just got to the center of the town, all these pictures I've taken. The parking is $15 or $12 for 15 hours. And that's at the beginning and the middle and the end. You can find places to park where you pay, and then you can get out and walk up and down. But staying at the Appy Lodge, we just walked straight into Gatlinburg. It was nice. And there's even hotels closer, even that we passed a few of them. I took pictures of the one that was over the river. That one looked really cool. I don't know what the accommodations were like inside of it, but I thought it looked really cool. See, here's another mall. You're just walking along on the street in Gatlinburg, and all of a sudden you'll see another inlet to go into more shops. And then there's little entertainment things like the mini golf and the illusion place, little museums. And there was an escape place. There's things to do to entertain, but there's so many shops too. Peacocks and Flamingos. It's a clothing place. I went in looking for peacocks and found clothing, which is fine, but I love peacocks, so I thought I would find some peacocks. See all the people? There are so many people in Gatlinburg. When I showed that gorilla up on the building, that was the town just below us, Pigeon Forge. We stayed there last time, and then we drove into Gatlinburg. And in Pigeon Forge, there's so many things to do there too. You have Paula Dean's Act show. You have Hatfield and McCoy's. You have a Bible history show. You have all kinds of things in Pigeon Forge. And then there's Gatlinburg, there's Seaverville, there's bed and breakfast, there's hotels, there's cabins. This is just such a place that was in a window of a t-shirt shop. That saying that you just saw, sin, call it what it is, and quit. Lots of fall decor, like I mentioned. This is a t-shirt shop. I like that saying. There ain't enough coffee for all the nuts I have to deal with. A grandfather clock store full of grandfather clocks. It was amazing. Made me want one, but I don't need another noisemaker in my house. And then there's a little dog just enjoying driving through the town with his owner. There's Old Red again. That's a restaurant. This is a lit fountain. Now we're walking back to our hotel. We're back out of Gatlinburg and going back down to our hotel, and these are some sights we saw while we were walking. I love these little spinners. Little statues, just neat little things tucked in. Oh, Happy Harvest, that was a hemp store. I thought that was kind of funny. I had to take a picture. I don't really like marijuana, but they actually had a store there. There's the mini golf place back at our hotel, and it was a wonderful day traveling and then walking through the town. Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Have you been to Gatlinburg, or would you like to go?